The sun's out and it's Sunday, so that means only one thing, at least it does for me today, and that means washing the car for the first time, which is always quite fun because you get to find out all the bits and pieces that you hadn't spotted in the showroom and all the nooks and crannies and actually what state it's really in. I'm going to break a couple of rules today. The first one being, it's sunny. You're not supposed to really wash cars if you want to do a decent job in the sun because you get stuff drying too quickly and you get around here you get a lot of lime scale marks and so on, so I'm going to have to be quite quick with the chamois and not do it all in one go, just do sections. That's cool. The other rule I'm breaking is that, well actually I think that's the only one today, but we'll see. Oh yeah, the other one is actually that if you look at what I'm using, you're supposed to use a lovely lamb's wool mitt, and I'm not. I'm using this sort of, well, it's basically a microfiber cloth and a sponge, but it does a good job. I'm using 2 buckets, so we've got that bit right, hopefully. Bit of what we got down here, water glim, shampoo, which goes on quite nicely, rinses off quite well too. So that's it. So I'm going to work my way around, start at the top, work down. So roof, obviously, and then down the back. And we're actually focused on the back of the car particularly because that's in the sun, so it's going to have already warmed up, and I'll make sure I'll rinse that off straight away and chamois it straight away, so we don't get too many marks. What I'll do is leave the wheels till the end because they're a pain in the how's your father, frankly, and I need to do those separately with a fresh bucket of water. And that's pretty much it really. If I can get a layer of something else on it today afterwards, so much the better, but that is today's job, so let's make a start. Well, just done the first wash. I need to do the wheels, but I thought I'd just show you the engine bay. Not enough time today to get in there for a decent clean. That might be reserved for Mr. Tipper in due course, but you can see how low it is. I mean, that's actually that's the body just in here, down here of the engine. So height-wise, it's definitely sitting in the back of the engine of the car. So it's low, and you can see where it sits in it's in here. So it's right out the arse of the car, but it's quite low, and very definitely behind the rear axle, very definitely rear engine. So that's that. A couple of little extra things there. Lots of nice details on this car, but one of the things that when you open the door shuts, for example, Porsche have gone to the effort of putting a little plastic fillet just in here, just to tidy up the visual aspects of it, just to keep it nice and tidy. It's a lovely feature, and I've got to say the general condition of the paintwork is pretty good. I don't know whether this car has been polished in its lifetime. I'm going to have to say it has been, because it's an 8-year-old car, it's done 30,000 miles, and that is pretty good. Yes, there's a few marks on it, and yes, there's a few bits that show its true age, but to be honest, I think I've found a good one. And one little surprise and delight, came to wash inside the fuel filler cap, and blow me down if the owner, or one of the previous owners, hasn't put a nice little fancy pants metal cap on. They definitely don't come with those. They normally come with cheap plastic ones, so that's got a little bit of Porsche fun on it. So I think the condition of the body reflecting the fact that somebody was prepared to spend money on a cap that would never be seen. There he goes, put it away. So yeah, there's been some care lavished on this car before it passed into my hands, and there's going to be some more care lavished on it in due course. Look at those haunches, love it. Anyway, we need to do the wheels next, then we'll get a bit of wax on it, or a little bit of special paste just to seal it in for winter. So far so good. Well, I've got a bit waylaid, if I'm honest, because I thought the weather was so good. The car washed so well, came up so well and dried off nicely. I thought it's too good an opportunity not to put a bit of product on the car, so a bit of water glim, super resin polish, just because mainly it was in the garage. Tiny little bit of cut in there just to lift some of the swirls. Put a nice seal on it too. So I've done the whole car. You can just see I'm just starting to take it off now, and I've got to be honest, I'm just enjoying myself as much as making the car look a bit shinier. I'm not really fussed about shine. I'm more concerned with keeping the paintwork protected. So just doing the shut lines as well, get a bit of polish in there. I'll be honest, the flipping exhaust need a damn good work on them, but that's a job for another day. They are grossy as hell. There's even sort of little pile of debris in there. Anyway, that's a job for another day. But yeah, polish on, polish off, and already you can see that it's looking pretty good, so I'm quite pleased with that. Right, I better crack on because it won't be sunny and warm for too long. I haven't done the wheels yet. Well, the sun's just starting to move around, so I thought I'd just put a little bit of this on video before it disappears and I'm working in the shade. But yeah, I've got to say it's come up pretty well. So that's one from Mr. Smith, because I know he likes a typeface. But that is quite a good bit of body work. Really, I think it must have been polished, it must have been mocked, because there's not a lot wrong with that. I need to carry on down the haunches, but really has come up pretty well, so quite pleased with that. Put the place on, jobs are good, and better carry on. Right, polish is off, and yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Pretty shiny. Obviously the light flattering it now, but it's come up pretty well. And even the front, I mean, there's not a lot of damage. There's not a lot of stone chip damage. The state of the leading edges is pretty good. Even looking in here, the sort of the air dam after the plate's off, there's not really much evidence of things going Pete Tom. Just get the focus on there, a bit of exposure. But yeah, pretty good. Quite pleased with that. Right, wheels done, and actually not too bad. First time for washing them, and it's not too difficult to get your hands in. There's no difficult corners. It's quite an interesting little. You can see here, it's actually not a 90 degree. It's got a little curve on it, which means it's easy to clean. This is the sort of detail I like, and actually with such a deep wheel, the caliper and the disc is offset quite nicely into it. So there's a little bit of space to work in around the back of it as much as you can. So that's all good. So all four wheels done. Just going to tidy up the exhaust now. Just see if it'll respond to a quick tidy. It's a bit grubby. In fact, to be honest, I'm thinking of replacing them, the tips at least, because they are knackered. But we'll just see if we can get a bit of cleaning going on. But I think actually you can see there's been some wear and tear on those. I think someone's had a bit of a go with a scourer here, taking some of the finish off, so probably past their best, but we'll see what we can do. Right, well, those have not really responded to anything, so yeah, still got small glacier inside and marks where someone's trying to scrub it off. There's obviously some tar, but this general state of these, the metal bit around the outside is all a bit knackered. So same on the other side. They're looking presentable, I suppose, but they are a little bit tired. So I think that'll be a job for the new year. Save a few pennies and get some new ones. With this Porsche Sports exhaust, there's not a lot of aftermarket options from other manufacturers. You're kind of tied into Porsche's own tips. So the GTS version for the 997 has a black body for the outer and a stainless steel for the inner, which I think is probably more suitable. So I may well get those, but it's definitely a job for 2019. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. That is one finished Porsche today, and yeah, job's a good one for that. Quite pleased that it's come up. Put that away for the winter largely. Still going to use it. I'm using this coming week actually, but it's now got a nice little layer of protection on it, and I've had a good look around the car and understand what it is that I bought, what state it's in, which is pretty much excellent, and gives me a sense of what jobs I want to do for the new year. But I've got to say it's come up really well. So look at that little shine on there. What a beauty. Yep, that's very good. Right, job done today. That is the 997 late November, and hope you've enjoyed seeing how I enjoy passing my spare time.